Okay, if everybody's set, I think we'll get started. Here. Okay. Mayor Bracy, members of council, friends and family, and firefighters, career, volunteer, active, and retired. Welcome to the department's annual awards program. This year, we will recognize several members for service and also recognize citizens and organizations for assistance provided. Today gives us a chance to recognize the work of our first responders. Not every member will be receiving an award today, but we do recognize the effort, dedication, commitment that each firefighter gives daily. The past year was busy for the department. The department answered over 2,800 calls for service, including numerous multiple alarm fires. Several of those multiple alarm fires occurring during the cold winter months. Also during the past year, we had 2 firefighters retire and 2 new firefighters join the department. We also unfortunately lost one of our active fire police officers. Hayden Mitchell, who passed away in May, will be recognized posthumously for his service today. To start, we're going to recognize our retirements that we had this past year. And to start, I'd like to call up Captain Ron Dennis. Yeah, watch that cord. Captain Ron Dennis joined the department as a career firefighter on August 10th, 1987, and retired as a captain on March 27th, 2013. As a firefighter, Captain Dennis was assigned to B Platoon. He was awarded with the Chief's Commendation for his role in the rescue of civilians from a natural gas explosion on West College Avenue in 2007. Captain Dennis earned numerous certifications during his career, including Firefighter 1, Firefighter 2, Fire Inspector, and Building Code Official. Captain Dennis was promoted to the position of captain on September 7, 2010. He was assigned to the fire prevention where he was working at the time of his retirement. Captain Dennis is a third-generation firefighter with the city. Ron's great-grandfather, Chief Harry Wills, was chief of the department in the early 1900s. His grandfather, J.W. Wills, was a member of the Vigilant Fire Company and died in the line of duty in March of 1957 at fighting the Rothers furniture fire. Thank you, Captain Dennis, for your 25 years of service to the city. Congratulations on your retirement. And those retiring today, they're going to be getting their retirement badge, is what he has here. Thank you. Okay, our next retirement that Deputy Chief Halpin will read is going to be Firefighter Ken Sheffer.
Firefighter Ken Sheffer joined the department on January 14, 1985, and retired on April 7, 2013. Firefighter Sheffer spent most of his career working on B Platoon out of Station 1 at King and Duke Streets. Firefighter Sheffer received numerous awards during his career for bravery. He received the department's Award of Merit in 1988 for the dramatic rescue of a civilian from a fire on East King Street. Firefighter Sheffer received a letter of commendation for his role in the rescue of a civilian from a fire in 1996 on East Philadelphia Street. Firefighter Sheffer was a co-recipient of the 1988 Firefighter of the Year Award. Firefighter Sheffer comes from a family with a history of providing service to the department. His uncle and brother both retired from the department as career firefighters, and his father served for years as a volunteer with the department. Firefighter Sheffer himself served as a volunteer with the department for 13 years prior to becoming a career member of the department. Thank you, Firefighter Sheffer, for your 28 years of service as a career firefighter and your 41 years total service to the department. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you. Two guys there we're going to miss. We're going to miss. Often when we talk about a cardiac emergency, we mention a chain of survival. And in that chain of survival, all those links have to come together to have a successful resuscitation. The next award, which Deputy Chief Halpin will read, shows what that chain of survival, that link of survival is all about. The next one is going to be Chief's Letter of Commendation, and that's going to go to Assistant Chief Larry Schroyer. Chief, you can come up. I should get out of order.
Yeah, that's all that. We can recover. Letter of Commendation to Assistant Chief Larry A. Schroyer. On December 14th, 2012, you were at the 13th Ward Political Club to tender your duties as a member of the Board of Directors. You were alerted to a patron having a medical emergency. You investigated and found a female unresponsive. You immediately instructed others to call 911 and began a patient assessment. Your accurate assessment showed the female was in cardiac arrest and you began CPR. While performing CPR, you were able to instruct others to wait for the fire department and EMS and send them to the patient once they arrived. When the fire department arrived, you gave them a briefing on the situation and continued care. An AED was used to shock the patient and care continued. EMS arrived and assisted with the patient packaging. The patient was transported to York Hospital and arrived with a pulse. Your actions are in the highest tradition of the department. I'm pleased to award you this Chief's Letter of Commendation. 9th day of July, 2013. Congratulations.
Also, just like to take a moment to thank our volunteers. As most of you know, the department does have both volunteer firefighters and volunteer fire police officers. These dedicated individuals give numerous hours to the department, and today we're going to recognize two of our fire police for hours that they have dedicated to the city. The first service award is going to be to Dean Saylor Sr., and it's for 5,000 hours of volunteer service to the city. And I don't believe he's here, but I'm going to ask Bud March to come up and receive that on his behalf. Bud is one of our longtime volunteer fire police officers. Bud himself has well over 7,000 hours of service, and it's probably a lot more than that. So I'll go ahead and read Dean's award. And it's again presented to Dean Saylor Sr. in recognition for your giving unselfishly of your time and talents serving with the York City Volunteer Fire Police. You have responded to many calls for assistance from both the fire and police departments to provide crowd and traffic control at the scene of emergencies and non-emergency events. We are very appreciative of your cooperation and enthusiasm in providing this service. It is our pleasure to present you with the Volunteer Service Award for contributing more than 5,000 hours of service to the City of York during your time as a fire police officer. Congratulations for a job well done. And that'll go to Dean. And Dean also will be receiving a pin that has the 5,000 hours on that he'll have for his uniform. Thank you. Thanks, Bud. As I mentioned at the start today, one of our longtime volunteer firefighters unfortunately passed away this past May, not too long ago. He was up for his award this year of 2,500 hours service. Again, 2,500 hours, I would be willing to bet it's probably a lot more than that, but he is getting his 2,500 hours service award. And this is going to be for Hayden Mitchell, and Hayden's wife's here today. Mary Jane, if you'd like to come up. Okay. Watch your stuff there. Yeah, and Mitch's will read as follows. In recognition for your giving unselfishly of your time and talent serving with the York City Volunteer Fire Police, You have responded to many calls for assistance from both the fire and police departments to provide crowd and traffic control at the scene of emergencies and non-emergency events. We are very appreciative of your cooperation and enthusiasm in providing this service. It is our pleasure to present you with the Volunteer Service Award for contributing more than 2,500 hours of service to the City of York during your time as a fire police officer. Congratulations for a job well done. And that's the big mission. So, also, too, I think many of you know Hayden Mitchell. Mitch also served on our Fire Civil Service Board. I do see one of our members here today. Mary Kay, thank you. Did you want to say anything on behalf of the board?
I certainly did, thank you.
Okay.
Hayden Mitchell was devoted to service in this town. It's a wonderful thing that anyone would give as selflessly as he did for everything that he's done for this community. I'm so glad his wife was here today to receive that award, but I'd also like, on behalf of the commission, to present you with our thanks for the job that Hayden did on the Fire Civil Service Board. Thank you very much.
Okay, we often have many organizations that help us out. When you see the firefighters or the emergency workers out at the scene, there's often other things that are going on that a lot of the public's not aware of what happens there. And the next, we have a letter of appreciation, and it's going to go to Rabbit Transit. And we have Jenna Reedy present with us today. Jenna, if you could come up, please. Oftentimes at emergency scenes, we use Rabbit Transit buses for several reasons. We use them, we may bring it out for a rehab area for firefighters. If we have a lot of civilians involved or citizens involved, we can have some temporary shelter for them till we get them to a right place. And whenever we call on Rabbit Transit, they are without doubt are there very quickly to provide that service and stay as long as we need them. So they'll be getting a letter of appreciation today, which reads as follows. During times of emergencies in our community, our department on occasion calls on the service of Rabbit Transit. At the scene of fires and other emergencies, Rabbit Transit has provided buses which serve as shelter for first responders and citizens. This service provides much needed relief during emergencies. Rabbit Transit always responds promptly when requested. Their buses provide warmth in the winter and air conditioning in the summer for both first responders and citizens. The buses will stay on the scene for as long as needed. The Rabbit Transit staff is always friendly and treats all citizens and first responders with respect and dignity. The staff responds at any time of day or night and any type of weather. We are proud to recognize Rabbit Transit for all they do to support our community and our firefighters. Congratulations. And again, their service is not limited to just us here in the city. They will go anywhere they're called on, I know, throughout the county, but we appreciate your service. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. The next series of awards, one of the multiple alarm fires I talked about in the beginning happened again on a cold morning downtown here at the Roadway Inn. As the crews arrived at that fire, they were met with many challenges. They had a fully occupied hotel that was on fire. They had civilians that were trapped by the smoke, where one occupant was literally hanging her baby over the railing. The firefighters contended with that, the rapid spread of fire, the people needing shelter. There was a lot going on that morning. So the next series of awards is going to be for that fire in particular. The first award is going to be a unit citation, and Deputy Chief Halpin will read this. And this is going to go to the following individuals. And if you're here, please come up when I call your name. Assistant Chief Larry Schroyer, Captain David Ferguson, Firefighter Robert Vievenhauer. I don't think I saw him. Firefighter Fred DeSantis. Firefighter Rolando Suarez. Yeah, Yeah, be careful. Firefighter Brian Smallwood, firefighter Terry Newcomer, firefighter Matt Hoblitzel, saw Matt here, firefighter Chris Grove, and firefighter Gordon Myers. Watch your step.
Okay, and we're not sure, this may actually be the first unit citation issued by the fire department. To the men that Chief Michaels had already mentioned, on Saturday, February 2nd, 2013 at 09:47 hours, you were dispatched to the Roadway Inn at 132 North George Street after York County 911 received numerous reports of a structure fire at that facility. While responding, a column of smoke was seen in the area of the motel. You arrived to find a fire involving at least one room on the third floor of the motel and residents that were cut off from their escape route due to heavy smoke being created by the fire. You observed the tenant of one of these rooms dangling her child over the third floor railing, preparing to drop the child to the ground. Additional resources were requested to respond to the incident, while initial crews brought the residents, including the mother and her two children, from the third floor to safety via the stairwell, and at the same time controlled the fire from spreading throughout the facility. Your actions that day resulted in no serious injuries to either the tenants or firefighters, and were in the highest traditions of the fire service. Awarded this 9th day of July in the year 2013. Congratulations. And watch the cord. Yeah, watch the cord.
Thank you, guys. Yep. Also that morning, as the firefighters were busy extinguishing that fire, making sure all the occupants were out, the occupants were coming out of the building, as I mentioned before, in that extremely cold morning, and we were very fortunate to have some civilians help us out as well as the Elks Lodge, which is right downtown. So our next series of awards, I'll bring these all up at once. It'll be Charlotte Bergdahl, Marilyn Hake, Meg Hill Grissom, and I know I say that wrong. I always get that wrong. And the Elks Lodge that we'll have. And I'll go ahead and read theirs. For Charlotte, Marilyn, and Meg, they're all going to read the same, and they'll read as follows. On February 2nd, 2013, you were in downtown York participating in an event with the Elks Lodge. You noticed smoke in the area of the Roadway Inn. You investigated and noticed the motel was on fire. You called 911 and remained on the scene to provide assistance. It was an extremely cold morning, and you noticed people, including children, evacuating the building wearing minimal clothing. Some were not even wearing shoes. You immediately realized that the Elks Lodge, located close by, would be able to be used as a makeshift shelter. You worked with fire and EMS personnel to coordinate the efforts to relocate those affected by the fire. The Elks Lodge provided a place of warmth, comfort, and safety. You remained with the victims of the fire throughout the day, making sure they were fed and clothed until they found alternate places to stay. Your community spirit and willingness to help those in need is what makes York a wonderful community. The City of York Department of Fire Rescue Services recognizes and appreciates your commitment to the residents of the City of York. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I did not realize that. And then the A letter of appreciation for the Elks Lodge will read as follows. On February 2nd, 2013, a serious fire occurred at the Roadway Inn located in downtown York. Occupants of the motel began to escape into the extremely cold temperatures, many wearing only what clothing they had on at the time. Members of your organization were in the area and quickly responded to provide assistance. They noticed the displaced residents needing assistance and immediately opened the doors to the Elks Lodge, located just down the block from the burning motel. The lodge was gracious enough to provide shelter to those affected by the fire. The lodge allowed displaced residents to remain in the building and provide food and warm clothing. Members of your organization treated those affected by the fire with dignity and respect. The lodge remained open until all displaced residents had a safe place to go. The City of York Department of Fire Rescue Services recognizes and appreciates your commitment to the safety and well-being of the residents of the City of York. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that kind gesture that you all just made to us. We appreciate it. And the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks is a national organization well known. And we have a motto, Elks Share, Elks Care. That day we were blessed for the unfortunate were homeless as a result of fire. These ladies and myself and Bill Hansman at the time, who was the Exalted Ruler, opened the doors, and we were there the biggest part of a whole week. These ladies taking the people to different hotels and different motels and different rooms and apartments that Charlotte provided. And they still continue today to gather clothes to give to the clothing bank over on Chestnut Street. And we're pleased that we were there for that purpose, and we will open the door again if it's necessary. And thank you for having us here today.
Okay, and finally today, to end the ceremony, we will present our Firefighter of the Year for the year 2012. And I will read the Firefighter of the Year letter. Before joining the department in 1985 as a career firefighter, you served for 13 years as a volunteer firefighter and officer with the Laurel Fire Company, Number 1. You have been dedicated to the department the entire 41 years of service to the community. You routinely use your mechanical skills and knowledge to assist with the maintenance of the department's buildings, apparatus, and equipment. Your talent has contributed greatly to the efficiency of the department's operation and the safety of your fellow firefighters, while saving the city countless dollars. You have been recognized for heroic actions several times throughout your career, including the dramatic rescue of a civilian from a fire on East King Street in 1988. In 2012, you continued to serve in Local 627's Honor Guard. You also give of your time and talents to honor department members by playing the bagpipes at funeral services. After 28 years on the job, you still have an enthusiasm for the profession and continue to train and learn. You are a well-respected member of the department and serve as a mentor to younger members. Your community involvement is not limited to your work with the department. In your free time, you worked on several projects with Habitat for Humanity, including the fire safety build on East Poplar Street, where residential sprinkler systems were installed. Your actions are exemplary and are in the highest tradition of the department. I'm pleased to recognize you as the 2012 Firefighter of the Year, Ken Sheffer. And Ken was given a Firefighter of the Year bar to wear on his retired uniform now.
Thank you.
Want to
I'm very humbled. I never expected this. There's quite a few members in our department that are very worthy of Firefighter of the Year. I actually was a co-recipient in 1988 of this same award. Again, I'm very humbled, and I appreciate everything that you guys do for me and have done. Again, thank you.
Okay, this concludes the department's award ceremony. Thank you to all that attended to share this special day with us. Congratulations to all the retirees, and thank you for your service. And years of dedication. Congratulations to all our award recipients, and thank you for your service to our community. And finally, thank you to all members of the York City Fire Department. Thank you for all the hard work and dedication in protecting our city. And for the press, the awards recipients, they'll be available if anybody would like to talk to them. Thank you.